There's a lot of garbage, trash, and junk on YouTube telling you how to escape the matrix just by making a business and making sure you hit 10,000 a month with this and all that junk. It's not that easy. We all know that. Matrix, or the way I used to call it, or still kind of do, is the system is meant to be like a game. In a game, there's multiple levels. And now, depending on where you are in life, you're at a different level. Now, most of the viewers of this video, including myself, are probably at the very bottom or very close to the bottom. If you do not have a job or you do not have any form of income coming in, your first focus is to get a job and make sure you have some type of income coming in, small or large. Now, that could be at a part time job, that could be a full time thing, or you could freelance or just work for somebody or anything related to that. After you have a form of income coming in, all you gotta do is make sure that you're profitable per month. So you have some money left over at the end of every month. And now you're probably thinking like, well, how am I gonna do this? I have so many expenses. You gotta think how many expenses of those are actual expenses and how many of those are actual things that you just waste your money on. You don't need to go partying when you're at this stage of life. You don't need to go drinking. First of all, drinking is not good for you. You don't need to drink, and I know that shit costs mad money. You're not supposed to be drinking when you're at this stage. Focus on keeping as much money as you can. Um, let's say if you're young, let's say you're 18, 19, and you're having to pay rent or something, consider moving back with your parents. Save up on money with that. Do you really need a car? Is public transportation available for you? You gotta think of the things you don't need money for necessarily and get rid of everything that you're wasting money on as soon as possible and use that money in a better way. If you are in this stage, the best thing you could probably do is save up. Don't even consider investing yet. Once you have a few $1,000s in the bank, realistically, I'd say like $8 to $10,000 extra just cash sitting in your bank that you could spend that's not gonna hurt you really that much and you can still comfortably live or not if even not comfortably live you'd still be able to make it out by the end of like 2 3 months in terms of like expenses. That's when you can start thinking about investing in stocks, gold, or even your own business. Now, the best thing you could probably do when you're at this stage or stage three is learn about different business models and figure out what's best for you. And now, I'm not gonna say go make a dropshipping store, start an SMMA, or do any type of online business. There's a bunch more businesses virtually and in the real world. And now, this is up to you on what you want to do. By what when I say what you want to do, it's not what you're passionate about. It's based on like how much money you have that you can spend. It does not matter what you're passionate about or are not. The point that matters is how much money you're bringing in. Some good examples again would be an e-commerce store or an SMMA, although you don't have to do that. You could also do a trucking business, you could do a construction business, you can make a landscaping business. It is almost summer, spring just started. People are gonna have to start cutting their grass again. That's big money right there once you have enough leads. There's endless opportunities that you just have to go hunt for. Now, once you started this hustle or business, whatever you may want to call it, your first goal would be to make a few $100s a day. Not talking thousands, but just talking like 200, 300 bucks a day. And once you have this money, you don't want to go splurge or spend it stupidly or just enjoy life this early. You want to be smart with it. You want to budget, you want to allocate your expenses, you want to have everything planned out in advance so you don't fuck up down the line. After all your expenses and everything that might take money away from all your earnings, you're gonna want to scale up your operations. You're gonna want to scale up your business, or if not, you might want to end the business, collect the cash, and and start something else where you think you might make more money. But if I was in your spot, something I would do is to continue this business, take some of the money, and start a second business while growing the first one. This way, I haven't lost any form of income. I've kept my streams of revenue open, and I've gained the opportunity to make more money. After that, it's basically the same thing for each and every new business that you make. You want to do your research, you want to do market analysis, you want to know who your target market is, you want to know who your audience is, you want to know what you're going to sell, you want to know how you're going to sell it, you want to figure out what's special about you, and you want to monetize off of everything you can so that you can bring the most value to others and yourself. Now, you should be nearing a few $1,000s a month. This is when you can start considering investing in stocks and option trading and even crypto. Because now you have a lot more extra money to spend, whereas before you only had a few $100s to your name. You could do this by doing your own research again using screeners such as Yahoo Finance. You could join Discord groups, although that's not the best idea. It is something you could do though. Or you could pay somebody to invest for you. Again, not the best idea, but something you could do. Now, the way if you've done everything correctly, you should have a job, a regular job, one business or more, and form of investing. And I said keep your job because you haven't quit yet. You want to wait at least 6 months before quitting your job. You want 6 months of consistent revenue where it's like a proof of concept that your businesses are actually working. After those 6 months have passed, it's not around six, it could be 7, 8, whatever. But you just want to know that your businesses are good enough that it can provide for you even if you don't have a job. Because let's say if something goes wrong, you don't have your business anymore, and then you also don't have a job, and you're just home worrying about what you're gonna do. Because now you have this whole different lifestyle that you can't afford, and you can't even afford your old lifestyle that you had. This is now one of my favorite stages. This is when you would be picking which business or whatever hustle you want to work on the most and scale it as much as you can. You want to constantly reinvest as much as you can. You will want to hire the best people you could without going overboard. By overboard, I mean going expensive on wages. But you want to get as much value as you can for as little money as possible. Vice versa, you want to give as much value away for as little as possible. Um, Once you're scaling, your only focus should be on how you could grow to, let's say, if you're a gym, multiple locations, or if you're a construction business, getting multiple clients, or a trucking business, how you could get to multiple loads, or an SMMA where you could again multiple clients, or an e-commerce store where you could just be hitting better conversions and more traffic to your store. It's endless opportunities, and it's different in each scenario. I say you should focus on scaling for a couple of months, so your income of what it used to be before, like 6, 7,000 a month, could realistically hit 25, $30,000 a month after or in the while you're scaling. And if you do really good, you could maybe even hit 100 grand a month in revenue, not profit, in revenue. It's a lot of e-commerce stores, a lot of businesses that claim to be making 100,000 a month. When in reality, they're only taking a few thousand home. But the solution to that is the same thing as before. You want to figure out where your unnecessary expenses are. You want to kill those and take that money and reinvest it into your business and grow your income. Once you're hitting like a solid 20 to $30,000 a month in genuine income to yourself in profit, not revenue, in profit, just plain cash, I would say the best thing you could do, knowing how the economy is right now and how it's probably going to be in the future, is real estate investing. Now, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it is a really smart idea. Now, I'm not saying buy a home and rent it out and just wait 30 years. I have a different perspective on it, and again, this depends on how much money you have. Either what the main goal is that you would have a bunch of land where you will build apartment buildings on and you will rent the units out. Now, I know a lot of people still won't have enough money to one buy the land and then build an apartment building, but what you could do is buy a house, flip it, sell it, bag the profit, keep on doing that 10, 20 times until you have enough money to actually buy the land and build an apartment building to rent out. Now, this is when you're finally hitting passive income. Again, same thing as before. You just want to constantly scale up by reinvesting all your earnings, all your profits, and you want to cut back on your expenses as much as you can while keeping operations going up. And that's when you go from one building to the second building, the second building to the third building, the third building to the fifth building, and the fifth building to the ninth building. Just keep on going exponentially. It's the same thing with all your businesses. Your goal is to constantly grow. Now, you're really nearing the end of like the struggling part of your life, or like the lower part, like the broke people part, the broke people section of the world. You're starting to enter the middle class now, the actual real middle class, where you have a decent amount of money to your name and not just like max $100,000. So in my eyes, the majority of the world is low class. There's only a few people that are in middle class, and there's a very, very, very few amount of people in first class. But now that you are in middle class, you start enjoying life a little bit. Don't be stupid and like spend everything that you made with so much effort and hard work. You want to be smart about it, but enjoy a little bit. One thing I would say is to always donate at least 10% of whatever you made. Again, that's up to you, but that's something I would do. Now that you have entered the middle class, I'd say to carry on your efforts, to carry on your journey, I'd say you should keep on going, keep on running your old businesses, keep on growing them, keep on making new businesses, keep on investing, keep on buying more land, keep on buying more apartment buildings, keep on growing. And now, if we are to steer away from money and talk about life in itself, life is temporary and you should enjoy it. And not everything can be bought with money, unfortunately, but that's also a good thing. Now that you could provide for yourself and even for your parents and your siblings, if you have any, you should consider getting married to your significant other or finding somebody that you feel like is right for you. You start a family with them, and that's when you've reached a good point in your life. And this is when you want to consider something very important where do you want to live a family type life with your wife or your husband, probably wife because most of my viewers are males, and your kids and your parents, and support each other? Or do you want to do that plus carry on your mission or whatever that may be, legal or illegal? Because, we have the same minds, and a lot of the things I want to do are not, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I mean. And I know a lot of you guys are like that too. So you just want to decide now, do you want to live a nice, risk-free life with your family, or do you want to do something that you will leave a legacy behind for your lineage and leave something for the whole world? Once you figure that out, I'd say fully dedicate yourself to that purpose. And now, as a man, you are supposed to have a purpose, because a man without purpose is useless. It's a piece of dust. We are all dust, but if you do not have a purpose, you are literally useless. There's nothing to you. And now, if you're not working towards that purpose, if you're not working towards the goals, there's nothing different between you and a piece of dust. You're literally a piece of crap. You need to get your shit together. You need to find your purpose, and you need to work towards financial freedom to hit your goals. I don't care how small or big your goals are, you're probably not going to be able to hit them until you're not free yourself. And in order to free yourself, one of the first things you need is to be financially free. Again, as I always say, stay focused on the goal and continue hustling.